if you do the countdown when we start this program this morning, we'll look and say today on the 5th day of the month of May 2023. And you can look at 24 days. Now I remember when I say the new government for Nigeria that will swear them in, led by President-elect now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But so many things then when we say we need to look at. Even before themselves, the National Assembly too, they don't fight for different positions there. Because this is the time when we say they fight. So we could look at now where we did yesterday, mistakes they won't be say we make yesterday, how will they correct them this time and the rest. But if for this kind of fight, this time go there and must there, you sure say they get mind to go make our country a better place. Amy Gary Osabo here, the day we talk, say when we say we talk to us, I greet you, my brother, good morning. I greet you. Thank you. What's happened now? Bila say you say the Nigerian matter, you just there for your head so much that
all of us get our own for body. Everything will do okay.
Okay. Shedrack Odogba, this is one young man. Bila say if they talk, you must listen to them because what you say if they talk. Shedrack, welcome.
Thank you very much, everybody.
I greet you. Good to be welcome. You say as if they do countdown.
Yes.
I want to do this countdown now. Where you feel, say we're supposed to put some things for here, we're not supposed to put for here, especially when you look and see so many people they fight now. See that this position for now go be my for National Assembly, this position now go be my for the Senate, this one go be my for reps, and even say up to the position of Secretary of the Government of the Federation, also the one where we say concern Chief of Staff and everything. The wahala day for granted. Without this kind of wahala, you should say waiting. Be say they call for France. Say now waiting go fit celebrate. I've been say ever they be what happened.
The challenge is that this National Assembly they generate lots of issues. So people they say, okay, why they will fight like this? They just have opposition. They struggle to get who want get this, who want get that. And I said that the Parliament is the anchor of Nigeria, is the anchor of any democratic system. It's the most senior arm of government. So it is important for Nigerians. Because
it's not executive.
It's not executive. Yes. So
for people for Nigeria. No, they ask you.
Yes. So, but the design of democracy is supposed to be the most senior arm of government. Exactly.
Okay, right.
So and that parliamentary, now they do call the formulation of government policy, the arrangement, and the allocation of funds. So say this is what we use to do this is how much we use. Checkmate all the things the executive does, which person is fit for position, which person is not fit. So at that place, that is where the people, interested people ought to be fully represented to ensure that the dividend of democracy is brought home. So in that kind of arrangement, when they look for the head, because a lot of things rest on the leadership. So people say, we just they make so much noise by anybody they give, it no matter. But that will not be correct, because the truth is that when the head is 40, the hard for the whole body to function well. So we are trying to see how we can get a responsive and responsible parliamentary that will go to reflect the yearnings and the yearnings and aspirations of the Nigerian people.
But Shedrack, you go to try you know, say people we try to bring out the corners more.
Okay, when they what the people want, what they desire, what do they choose? So for this kind of arrangement, now we call it just start to see how best. They don't bring out the issue of zoning. I don't think they say, okay, zoning or rotation as a principle of power sharing is desirable. Now, what everybody wants, make power they go around. Because for there to be equity, fairness, and justice, it is fair that everybody will have a sense of belonging, power going to go around. People going to say, okay, my person don't rule. If to your largest extent, nepotism still appears to be in the blood, that's the idea of Igbo man, one favor Igbo man, Benin one favor Benin man, still there somehow. It cannot be limited entirely. So make it they go around so that when you reach our turn, go visit and bring more development.
But that can see if you say make it they go around, if you don't get the competent person, then we say we need now. Whether we like him or not, somebody like Bill Clinton, sorry, what is they call him now, Joe Biden. You know how many years he be say there for this thing. You understand for assembly. You know understand now assembly will still call out, so now we know the exactly. You know how many years they for there before he become president and that kind of thing. They look and say yes, the man they competent. Then be say, but this is our idea.
But the argument when they bring for that, they say are there no competent people in that any group?
And if you did there, you go there, go contest. If you go there, go contest. If you win, you win. So that means the man go there, go there contest. That be say they win. My brother see if you look at now, if you look at the way people do they fight and everything, if person really wants say he won't go serve, he get to the fight like that. Because people don't say I be servant leader or take me, because now when you be see the one time, now they do go festival, and they kneel down, they talk say yes, they want to. But when they don't go there, we don't the same. Over the years, the story you come back say it can't change. You be like say if you don't move from here, go to place, you get what they change them.
the truth is a contestation. Na necessary part of democracy.
You see, these are the problem we say I get with una too. Now make me say I don't want to call una, say make una come for this program today.
No, that's say that they contest. Now you say you must contest. It is part of our democracy.
Okay.
Now make they call them democracy. Because one thing, many people will want them. So we must struggle, fight to see who go truly
get that one thing.
Get that one thing. Now in the but wetin we dey talk now, my own na be say not be who dey contest, but na the way we want voter.
Okay.
The way we want voter must look at who go fit do work wey dem send them make dem go do. Not because say na my brother, not because na my sister.
And that one I be wanting to talk say na our turn now, say you don't go this side, make on this side now.
But you know say because of our the way Nigeria dey, we get different ethnic group, we get different languages, we get different geopolitical zone. So you know go maybe say we just concentrate power, put for one side. But like my brother really talk, you no get how, because people talk say na person house, now you dey want make rain fall put. So you no get how you go dey.
But this day free for if you flood everywhere.
So you no get how you go take dey. So you no go want make something come
yes,
side. So that make am go make dey balance am. But we no go fit use balancing take override the importance of who dey competent.
Okay.
Just because say we want me to come our side, even though say, and they tell people say you go choose bad wife because na your brother from your tribe over a good wife
wey come from that place.
Tribe. So that so way to look am na be that one. So for me, why we want to make everything balanced, but we must concentrate and emphasize the importance of competence, capacity to deliver. Because for instance, the position of Senate presidency not be Tea Party. Because you see 109 persons wey come from different areas.
Tea Party say no be my
Only my business. You see 109 persons wey come from different areas, and they get 109 distinct
senatorial areas,
districts. And as that 109 people be, that's what their needs.
They're different.
So we need leadership wey go fit aggregate all those needs to make sure say everybody at the end of the day gets, if not all, small.
But at the end of the day, when these people they rush, they come and say they want her. At the end of the day, so people come to say, we will come put our party interest too. You don't understand? We will come put loyalty. We will come put this one. But you can't look and say if they put all of this one together. You don't understand? The right person will be say we get me for the job. If you no con day. So much so say we come to say, hey, which kind of mistake we just do again with this kind of person after we say don't stay there for some time and that kind of thing. What it go be the overriding thing when we say we go look now before we go choose somebody when we say there for this kind of position then? Senate President, Speaker of House of Reps, Deputy Senate President, Deputy Speaker, or that kind of thing. What it go be the overriding factor when we say we go look inside? You
know, the interest of the executive, what those ones they watch out for now, somebody go be submissive. We go, they look for somebody who go work with them, not somebody go be totally submissive.
So if they get person when we say one person will be say go be submissive like that, we know can't get house. When we say go they checkmate, what if we say the executive they do?
That is why we call the factors that are needed for picking a viable Senate President or a Speaker of the House. We know we really want to put the bulk of the factors on party loyalty or leadership sentiment, because those ones they come out of the growth of the leadership. But people that have told the leadership that we will always obey you, we follow your instruction, we'll do what you want us to do, we have been loyal, go and look at our antecedents, everything they say we do is what we have always done. Those are the people who come out from party loyalship. But you know, they say we stand up too many for soup, even blind man, they know. Because the challenge we don't get for the last government, this last 8 years, is very serious. Don't be saying we can't go look for how we go to China and how to come solve the problem. The challenges has been enormous. The last 8 years of this Nigerian government, they don't really borrow lots of money, put it to the economy not grew. Not because I don't like the government, the indices are clear. In 2015, you see very clear that even the good things what they say them do. They say they increase minimum wage from 80,000 to 30,000. But in 2015, that 18,000 was about $90, precisely $91. When they can increase the money to 30,000 minimum wage, 30,000 naira can be $40. That means even as they increase the money, the dollar the salary practically cut into two. Some people like say they increase your money, but the money not reach you buy what you buy before.
But may I help us for here? The problem, people, they put that kind of problem on the hand of our labor leaders. So they always come out and agitate, say, we want more salary. the money will they use the buy, you know, if they buy something again, money increase our salary. Nobody they think of increasing the value of the naira. No, but instead, they will think of say, yes, make the money plenty for hand. No. What is the essence of having plenty money when the BCS say it will give you little or nothing? First of all, and secondly, you will go for somewhere like Europe and America. You understand? Somebody will receive maybe 1,300, 400 euro for 1 month. You will carry on through the month. But you will receive 30,000. You understand? You know, carry you reach 1 week.
Even the arguments they don't bring that one, they understand. The problem is that NLC not be their duty to correct the economy. The government they display the economy, they it according to week. They not confident live on now.
You could make we remember one thing. Say as they talk say government bad, but it's not true. Say
government feel bad.
Government feel really bad, and also true. Say no government don't fit, you know, meet.
No government go fit.
The need and the yearnings of the people completely. So even as we talk all this is so, we still look at the global issues. Most of the challenges we get for Nigeria, I know they peculiar to Nigeria. Yes, I get my personal issues with the government.
But they man say, oh, to
now true, but
now your own, now you
can concern you. But the issue now, some of them are global issue. But that also means say government not they incompetent in some areas.
Okay.
Governments really show failure in some areas. That is why this, what will happen on the 29th of this month, say this government will end, and another one will begin by the grace of God. So that is why we must put all hands must be on deck, because the role of the legislature for this kind, for things to improve, you know, if we just wish them away. So that is why we must bring competence to bear in taking decision on who becomes the leader of parliament.
If you look all of them, Dubai, all of them, because somebody tells you even the process of even getting other people when we say go the leaders, everything have been issue, all of it they fought it. You don't understand.
Yes.
At the end, from election, you understand the process, everything. Say the whole thing itself, mistake they already did. So if black say they already selected, they won't be say the ones selected, they don't put them for there already. Out of all the ones that when we say they there, when we say fought, they already did for the beginning come, but I go choose for all of this one and all of that. And if it may go through for that one, how they want to give us direction when we say we already know, say for the beginning, say yes, they fought, they already did.
First of all, the issue is a very dubious arrangement. For senators where they employ, where they just newly elect, can't say they want to sit down, wait for the other president when they elect, make it tell them what they want to do. That decision is not very funny. To say is the president elects, Tinubu now go tell them which zone the team want go specifically. Because if Tinubu point anybody, that person must likely get more than half of the votes. And for everybody want fair. Everybody want play. Wait. Let me tell my thoughts. That is what the party has said. Tinubu has now said that the party will wait till after he becomes president to release the zoning formula.
Okay.
That's what I just said didn't go down well with me, because you are elected on one hand, yes, and all those other men are also elected on that hand. These are two separate arms of government, all to operate independently but yet simultaneously. Yet you come and say one hour decide who go lead the other one. Of course, you know that kind of backup.
The other people that
yes, and the situation we will get in this country now.
You know this strange.
Wait, I beg you.
And this strange for
Saboye, just let her answer.
Get interest for who go.
I understand. And they come to that area.
And the situation where we dey now be say we don't try the same statistics last 8 years. The results are not so good, not because they may have statistics to show. In 2015, inflation rate was less than 10%. Today, inflation rate is 22.1%. Last 2015, unemployment rate was 8.0%. But the speak to you is 33. These are statistics ruled that Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. And unemployment, poverty level is at 63%. That's 133 million Nigerians are in poverty. The GDP growth is about 3.1% compared to what Ajola wants to keep to 30%. These are not my figures. These are figures that are got it. If you see these all issues, that the situation is piled up with difficulty. The kind of situation we look for now, we call stimulate economic growth. Checkmate. See, one of the issues we had with Buhari government, not because we want to talk anyhow. The challenge is that when he entered power, there was shortage of funds. As he talked, see, there was international crisis. Yes, there was pandemic, double recession. COVID was there. But as the money dwindled, what is expected of a responsible government is to cut down expenditure, to go rationalize expenditure. To ensure that the money when we spend before, we not go spend as much again. No. Because that's what they spend. If a man for the earn 50,000, he could say all of a sudden 30K. What did he go do? He go cut his expenses. What did they do? They did not cut expenses. They started borrowing and borrowing. And even when they borrowed the money, it was not invested to reflect the economy with the stupendous resources. As at 2015, Nigeria foreign debt was $10 billion. Today, it is $41 billion. Total debt for Nigeria is 69 trillion naira. That is to say, that was almost like 77, some people say 77 trillion naira. But that 77 trillion naira is the whole debt of the nation, both states and federal government. If you remember the one way states and the FCD owe, federal government owe alone now 69 trillion naira. Put all those things together now. You see that Nigeria is not difficult to fund its justice. But we are not calculating that as you come now, put a veritable structure. Let your legislature run independently so they can checkmate excesses of expenditure. So that when we get the smaller we get, people go bring head together to streamline this thing.
Don't forget, say that what this man, the brother talk also put on say, if you get people that won't be say you fit to work with.
Yes, is they part of the process?
You go part of the process.
Yes.
But if you get people that antagonize you and the rest.
No be fight. No be fight.
If you no go.
No, my leader, for the fact that they are in the same party shows that they will work together. Okay. But you need a man who has a mind of his own.
You remember, say, when Buhari come, he had interest in who
President Buhari.
President Buhari. He had interest in who becomes the Senate president. He was looking at the direction of Lawal, the party at that time. And Saraki, in alliance with
one or two persons
for
the opposition
party, when they go wait for president to give them instruction for
they don't get
Senate president for that list. At the end of the day, what happened for that 4 years? It was back between the Senate, the executive, and the legislature. Now, after that 4 years, we get another 4 years. The party had their way. We had the Senate president of the party. Still, things don't improve.
But people make compare. People
that's the truth. Go compare.
People wait first. People make comparison. Say the time we say that
Saraki and Lawal, who shall better pass?
People, I don't know better pass. But people just say that time when be like say that back goes day. So the things there, our economy still dey better than when it be say day now. When be say everything like the way be say yes, it won't be.
I talk just now. We no go feel shy away from the fact that things dey very bad for this country. The country dey very bad. And we don't also exonerate leadership from the failures wey don't happen to us. But the point I try to make me say, it is not really about say now this one I choose or not. If the party is able to choose a competent person where they believe say go fit work with them, it go make things easier than say you always they get friction between executive and legislative. Because they just say if two elephant fight, right? Then the ordinary person then they suffer. Are you getting what I'm saying? So,
but there's every possibility, say, if somebody choose you, or Sabon here, Gary say, you come and work with me in this capacity. Now the man now you go say you go the lawyer to. Wait first now. Now the man now you go the lawyer to. If you know the lawyer to the man,
we'll change you immediately.
We get issue for 1999. Who will get first Senate president in 4 years? You forget?
Oh yes.
He get the one way president choose. He go say no one time again with the kicker. But one history has shown too that I'm sure the party APC will learn from history that it is only
the party should learn from history.
Yes, that it is only a product of parliament, leadership that is the product of parliament. Then they survive. So they must choose a leader. Why they are looking at the direction of the party, why the party will want to choose somebody that they believe they can work with them. That person must be somebody that is generally acceptable to the majority of members of parliament. Because if it is proven, say na executive na you carry you come, you can't survive it.
Because they feel as well, be say we don't get like you buy show us now. Be say the man say now when you don't enter there.
So now when you enter, go bring formula.
I go bring formula. Oh, now whether you like them or not, the cake they for there. Now
exactly.
Now one quarter. Now one quarter.
I don't know where you forget information.
No, that's why I tell you. So what you talk just now.
That's because we don't know where you forget information. But what we see yesterday, what we hear yesterday, we say today, all things being equal. The governors forum where they don't set up committee that will release the zoning formula today before they will release that. So you know you say president will talk.
But wait, at the conference, I want to make it be say you talk now because what would they come today? They say members of the National Assembly, members of any legislature, all of them are equal.
Yes.
You understand? They just can't choose one to be number one.
More equal, yes, just that one.
You understand? And this choice when we say they make, it's supposed to be a model. Now vote, they say they put them. Now it's supposed to be put them. Why it go be say yes, say president when be say yes, say they vote for make it enter. Now you can go and pick somebody when BCSA day for this. We get 109 people. Yeah. You understand? And if I don't make mistake, when you remind us of Sarakita and all of that kind of thing, now majority for inside the house. Now I come to say Saraki, I go there. After BC Saraki don't liaise with people of the opposition party. You don't understand? Now majority then come win and say, okay, now you go there and that kind of thing. But in this case now, majority don't want to let us get them. One person want to have picker. We feel get freedom like that.
My leader is, as you talk as soon as you did very clearly, it is difficult for us to establish a man. See, beyond competence and character, there's something called political will. They're ready to say, now this one good for my people. Now this one good for Nigeria, irrespective of what they talk about. You see, a competent man may know what is good. A competent man may have the intellectual capacity. But if he does not have the political will, all his competence will come to nothing. Because he cannot actualize, he cannot stand for what he thinks is right. So he will always go by the nose for wherever they have been told that is good and fine. So the challenge we have is that we have seen when we tested both ends. We have seen in one administration, the board we tested a people-oriented Senate president, whereby he had to run around because these are 109 persons who have been seen by their constituents to be intellectually sound. Senatorial district should not be a small place where they go bring one man, go represent all our interests. You can say that man and not fit think who go be best. You need to go ask another person when they still elect again who go come be best among us. So they did it very dubious. For even the party to interfere to the level when to say they go release formula and when he go release formula, even some of the legislators they don't come together, they don't offer one small support group, over 200 of them. What did they talk like? They say now wherever the party say they could go, then they go. Imagine somebody where we vote for. You can't go say now where party say me go, now go. To what end? That doesn't benefit us.
Like, party loyalty is key.
Party loyalty is part of it, but it should not be brought to the fore center. It should not be enthroned as the only prerequisite for getting the senatorial Senate president. Only party looking at competence.
Wait first now. Because if party they look at competence, like when BC talk, the man no go talk say, okay, now when economy go show you how it BC this thing.
Of course.
Because according to what he talk now, or this person now, even the governors when BC they want to talk to where they go zone.
What's it concerned there?
What's it concerned there for inside? What's it BC they happen for inside the National Assembly? Because whether we like them or not, we know quite all right. The most they can do be say, call your people the one BC there for the National Assembly as the serving governor. As BC say Governor Obaseki dey here now. Call people the one BC dey there. The one BC dey now, and the one BC say they come and everything. Whole meeting for wait. I dey feel say
you say what the concerned governor for instance.
No, because now you talk and say they say all the governor go meet and they go bring one common paper on how to take go.
APC government.
Now they talk so now. Okay.
Where they get good relationship with most of these senators. Like what I some of them were produced by the governors.
I want to ask one question. If must the Senate president come from the same political party with the ruling government?
It is important.
No, they come must it.
It is important.
Okay.
It is not a must, but it is important. Because whether you are in party A or in party B, having been elected, you get equal right to contest, to vote and be voted for.
Okay.
But again, it is almost a norm all over the world. That na party wey get majority for parliament, then they produce the leader of parliament. Not be only Nigeria issue. It happened for.
Only Saraki changed at that time.
Saraki was a member of our APC.
Was a member of APC. Not
it's just that
the APC produced APC Senate president.
He gets support of a fellow senators from other parties, which is likely going to happen in this scenario.
Okay.
It's just that the party want to be sure because we see the heat when it come when APC gets Muslim ticket. So we want to see how they can manage that to see that at least if we are having the third person,
if we make mistake for them before,
if you have the third person in terms of hierarchy, make it be Christian.
So you know the religion they come inside.
No, the party has to look at. No, it's real.
Okay.
We don't feel remove her. We don't feel remove religion. We don't feel remove ethnicity from our politics. They never reach like that. If some people they talk say they want to remove, they deceive themselves. Because even this man when they talk so.
Then your guy Shedrack.
No, my guy Shedrack. He know. Say if he come to his own decision in his own family, in his own area, he they get preference, and those preferences are determined by factors that are known only to him. Sometimes religion is part of it. Sometimes who they close to me is part of it. Sometimes the language they speak is part of it. So the party want to ensure that if the uproar we see, say we bring Muslim ticket, the waiting we see that make it not repeat itself again. So we want to see that we have a southerner who becomes the Senate president. And they are managing it, making no cause crisis within the party.
Okay, they look on this matter of, say, maybe President will be the next Senate president, or we don't talk more about the Senate president. Maybe we still carry and come the House of Reps, the Speaker of the House of Reps, whether you like him or not, then you get power too, and the rest. Now, number, now basically say, even their number go past them, both say the one and green, one and red. You understand? So that one, basically, the red, the eye, always the red, well, you understand? So, look, we look at now, say we get 360 members for the House, the lower chamber of the National Assembly, the Great Chamber.
They say they call a lower chamber.
Okay, we get members. Last time they talk, we get 360 for the Green Chamber. I mean, someone call them green.
It's green.
Okay, we get 360 for the Green Chamber, and that kind of thing. 360 people. We would just also say one person will just come because he might be a leader of the party, because he might be president or president-elect. And the rest now will just come make the choice or say who go there for the Speaker of the House of Reps. And if you do that kind of thing, you feel say it go feel go well and all of that, because whether we like him or not, if you be say Oga talk, because if whether we like him or not, most of us will not even get political ideology. You don't even get any political direction. When you see something they happen and they say, you see, at one time, they say when one person they come off one political party, say anywhere you go now, would they go?
Exactly. Yes.
Or if they don't already go, the quarter you say, oh, but they see now here, would they go now? Leader say,
no,
you know, get his own voice.
Opinion.
If we get leader say, or president say, we go fit get where basically say, who will come think of the masses?
Even the House of Reps you're talking about, even this slightly more dicey. The last time I checked, INEC has not released the official numbers of senators and this because they are supplementary election when they do. But the last count that the other opposition parties, the Labour Party, the New Nigerian People's Party, the SDP, ADP, and YPP, with the 5 other political parties will come for that House of Reps. If you add them together, they use one senator to pass the APC senators. Okay. So that means even they dicey that the first time in a long
somebody calling a House of Rainbow.
Say the opposition will get one number majority. So that's why they are also struggling to ensure that they co-opt members of the opposition for them to get a decision on where to go. So if two persons stubbornly stand up and say there must be rep speakers in the House of Reps, one supported by the establishment and one against the establishment, like similar to what happened for Sakio, and that one who is against the establishment appears to have the interest of the people in his background, he can eventually win. All these ones we are saying is just mere permutations. The truth is that what we need is a viral leadership. As we have said before, not be me talking, the indices are there. When Saraki was Senate president, we see the level of loans where Buhari want to say, no, step this one down. You say, appoint one, they say, no, this person is incompetent. You cannot appoint this person, you step one down. But those ones will not say for Ahmed Lawa. We don't test the truth. That's what they tell us. We want it happen in just our recent past. This is where it is best for us to go. This is the direction. As the brother talk, you may not want to remove the issue of ethnicity and religion. Because an average Nigerian is a very religious man. He prays even more than he does any other thing. So he begins to believe that if there's nobody that represents his own ideology. For example, Nigeria are saying they are celebrating Christmas. The president is a Muslim. The Senate president is a Muslim. So there's only the speaker at that level. Now go and address Christians and say, we are celebrating the death or the birth of Christ. That's why just show some dysfunctionalism. When they celebrate Muslim, you see the governor, the president, the vice president, three top people, they are all Muslim. So they didn't look like it's slightly disjointed. And if you talk competition about ethnicity, the whole thing they calculate. So if this one don't go for the president is from southwest, the other one is from northwest, the other one is from southwest, the other one is from northeast. It is better that since northwest just the common of presidency, let the presidency come to the south, preferably south, because south is not turned out to their better. They produce more president than anybody in the history of Nigeria. So they are doing all this juggling. See also for speaker, the last speaker was from the south, the president from there. So they're trying to capture the interest of maybe south or north central to ensure that there's balance of power. So that if you get any conundrum, there are people, there are always stakeholders who are within the geographical zone, who have issues. They know these are national issues. So they look for our son to talk to. Because when you have, for example, even in your local environment here, if you have a commissioner in your area, your streets, when something happens, whether on a light or whether on a road or whether on a water, the basis is that the commissioner is like the governor in your locality. Whether even concern a ministry, now you go fair talk to say a person will get to. You then go say, go and meet this person. This is where you go. Take a note. Go and tell the person, I mean, send you, come, make it intervene. That's what it's to be for national. If we get issue now for South and it's a national issue that needs legislative interference, when we go in at the UBD, IS officer will come from South, we'll go in and say, "Pan our zone they represent to." On the interest of that, what do we do in this issue? It will not give recommendation, not give advice, and not give support. So that is why it is good for this things to spread around. If there's also something happening to the Christian religion, of course, me I don't say argue. Say
where is the place of competence if it's
no, I'm telling you that there is no. You can't say competence is only in Muslim competence. There's no Christian competence. And I tell you, say in the way person they get office determine how the person they function. See, I have seen competent persons in body government who did not generate anything meaningful. There are persons who may not be as when you say competent, me person in no book. We sabi read and we sabi speak English. That's what we say competence.
No, it's not that one.
No, that is what they call.
That's English.
You can only know delivery. See, delivery is anchored majorly on political will. You will say, "This is what I believe. This is what my constitution has told me that I need to come and do," and I will do it. It's the when you say you read the book and you turn out the figures and you say this is what is good. You write the policy. You submit the paper.
You forget something.
Oh, you submit the paper and they don't go to one. We don't government. I'm talking from experience.
No,
not because the man is a professor. The man is learned. The man had great results. You can say he has competence. That is competence I know of. When you bring that guy to office, the guy cannot generate results because of that political will.
You see,
no matter how competent.
Wait, brother. You get some place when they say you they do. They will tell you when your caller is they want to do interview for you.
Yeah.
For office when they come work now, they say, okay, you bring all your file of different qualifications, the food there. I just say, okay, don't check. Okay, no problem. Sit down. Then you go check this thing when BC they do so. One boy go before BC will continue. I just tell us one.
Yes, I understand.
So he go help us. They go do interview for somewhere, engineering work. You don't understand? As they reach there, like this, people the boy all see some of your former schoolmates. They won't get. A+, 1+, you understand all of that. I don't know, this mean no go school.
Yes.
They see all of the job, the guy is called shocked. Say, hey, God, how I go take part this guy? This way, we see all this guy, where we see the guy, A1, how me want to pass? The first one go, they come back. They say, they don't take her. The second one go, they come back, say, they don't take her. Now, you want to say, get low, this to say, there's no need for you to try. I just get to the work, they go, now you come and say, I hope you remember, now you only remember, say, you know, they do it, say, no, just, but I go to make her just go enter. So that's just because say, see, we don't say, okay, go inside there, go see. The first one the guy asked, me they give me helmet. You understand? Because I said, you know, before you enter any place, if you get that security helmet, me the guy, I might job people here, job, because they go and say, me come, and the guy they work.
They give on the work.
You understand? Because you say, he get the others get all the competence for book now, the rest of competent into practice. The first thing in engineering is safety. That's the first. So that is safety cap. Just wear like this. As they enter, now all of the way they get all of the people. None of them think of safety. You understand? When they just enter, they go, enter, you go. Nathaniel go come back, you know wear cap. Emmanuel go come back, you know wear cap. You understand? But when you say, Sheldon come corner, I say, okay, give me helmet.
Competence is more of practical.
Okay.
Because we talk some just time after they listen to now. So it's easy for us to come in front of television, speak plenty grammar. That's what it's supposed to be. We don't see people with the sabi talk fail for government. Like my brother they talk since. We dey talk the person know if he can't choose for you. Look, I have been a legislator, at least at the local level. I can tell you, you will be helpless, completely useless if you do not have a good relationship with the executive. No matter the English when you speak for parliament. Say that some people say this one.
Why? Because we don't make the executive they more powerful
because
than the legislature. Because
they control the resources.
That way around. Of course.
They control the resources, my brother.
Senior brother, the serve younger brother.
They control the resources. Now they control resources. For God's sake, whether here or anywhere. Now they control resources. Now you get power. For parliament, you get power. Your power ends with English and paper. But when you have to take things back to who send you, you must rely on the executive. That is why we must support a better relationship between the legislature and the executive. When there is friction, now the way they have sent this opera. So it's good. Why I agree that we must extol the virtue of competence, capacity over other primordial sentiments, over whether my brother or not my brother. We could look at competence, capacity. But beyond all that, we must also look at good working relationship.
And you know, before we go on, I want to beg on too. When the airports they bring this grammar and they conduct small. Because when my brother
you send us cool.
They talk about drum. I don't drum called this. They call it no drum. So I don't know drum called for this matter when they say we they come because let's say they know the first. Go put the drum. We'll take gather water. So how do they gather this water? That way we make our country better place now and all of that. When we talk about this zoning issue and all of that, which area outside sentiments? Because how you call it? When they don't put primordial, how you call it now?
Primordial sentiment.
So they don't put outside this sentiment. I don't know that the primordial. That is sentiment now. Where you feel, say this power now, if we want to zone out, supposed to go. The one we say yes, say you get to do with the Senate, and the one we say you get to do with the House of Reps.
And our 4 zones remain and our 4 positions remain. So as before, but me I know the top 2. So let's go to North Central and South South.
Which one be the top 2 now?
Senate President and Speaker. Is Senate President go to South South or go to North Central? The other one, the Deputy Speaker will go to South South if the Senate President go to North Central. If the Senate President go to South South, the Speaker will go to North Central. Then the Deputy Senate President will go to North Southeast, while the Deputy Speaker will go to Northwest.
But what challenge when we say with the game? We say this is not the ever the finish. When you don't talk in South South now, because hey, we are for the South South. On that round of Wahala, of course, it starts again. You don't understand?
At that point, we'll now begin to look at who is most competent. Then forget about zone anymore.
That be the thing now. Whether we like him or not now, because where is supposed to go now? Because for the South South, we get the plenty now. When we say yes, it's there for here.
But some are first time, and I will never advocate for a first timer to ever become a Senate President.
But no, forget. Say yes, we don't see before. We don't. Some people we never. I would say we never get first timer.
No first timer that becomes Senate President
for Senate
except for 1999 now.
They just
start democracy.
Okay.
First timers now them lead the house.
So that
and
issue
for me
that issue of say we don't come now, say we don't zone out to here. That issue of say okay now we don't do now. Who we must go to?
The Constitution empowers the 109 senators to vie for the office.
It's there for even for our constitution. Wait first now. Even they, because what somebody talk at that time say, more look this matter. It's now for equity, the grammar fairness and justice. Now make again you know the writer for our constitution say it must go to the place or not.
No.
So why must we talk say yes for equity and fairness? Now they ask now
for equity, for fairness.
No, I think some people they talk.
And so it be means if they talk. I don't know they talk. So for equity, for fairness, for justice.
Even when it's not in the constitution.
No.
I not disagree. I'm not saying no. Let me explain to you.
I'll come to you.
See. If you know, even Constitution recognize federal character. So if Constitution recognize federal character, let me say you understand. Say
this is your interpretation.
Let me say you understand. Say this thing supposed, make it go round everybody. Make you know your blind. Say one side, one section of the country, and they determine what they happen for the other area. And like I talk, that issue of first timer or a ranking senator. It is not the making of members of parliament to be able to skew.
You know, they for law say first time and not the.
You know, they our constitution.
Okay.
What the constitution talk for section 50 of our constitution say, the members of the Senate will elect a leader from among them. Okay. It not specify whether na first timer or second timer or last timer. But now only the parliament. Now he talk say okay, make it no come like say who does they come they rule them. But it no matter. If the person that is just coming and we look at this issue of zoning and in favor, and we know say the person can deliver, it may have been tried in other areas of governance and is seen to have delivered. Why not?
So why not?
Let me quickly, a man that can deliver. The question is that how sure are you that a man who had not served, who does not understand the rubrics of legislative or parliamentary politics can deliver? That's the first question. See, when a man who has not been in parliament comes in and because the president, institutional knowledge is lost.
We never see person when BCS say they for 100 level, they become SCD president.
No, that is 100 level president. No, when you say when you say 100 level, 100 means say you don't stay in the school for 1 year. I mean, you just dry jam the call.
To say now inside it
no, it dey first year, don't stay in the school for 1 year. Jam back don't become president. Person just dey get admission. As your first day of university, they say me come become SCD president. I don't understand that one.
Okay, they ask the question. So it dey for our law say, is it?
It is not in the law. It is not in the law. but it's common knowledge.
No,
Let me say, it's common knowledge.
You know the story where they talk yesterday.
It is common knowledge that, you see, a man who want to put as Senate president is not a man who will come there and experiment. See, a wise man does not need to learn from his own mistakes. He first needs to understand the persons there, understand their mistakes, so that he will not go into office and repeat the mistake of the past.
But there are some people that say you learn on the job and they will do better.
No, and there are people who have gotten previous experience. When you say learn on the job, you have been trained in school, you graduated, you served. You can come and learn on the job.
So you don't learn on the job. You go come better person, past person when we say yes, you don't do that for many years.
In an institution where you are just serving, when you are delivering, not leading.
Okay. When
you are just working in this place, if you come and be a cameraman, you learn a job, fine. Not when you come and say, come and lead all other cameramen. And you say you want to learn in leading professional cameramen on the job, it is difficult to put those things together. Okay. And for example, when you talk about the issue of me, I know very clearly, convincingly, that when a man comes into the legislature, he has to sit and learn. There is no doubt about that. I'll say, I will not vote for who? Who will I vote for? And I'll say, I'll give it to Dave Umahi, who narrowly won this thing. That's the only man who perhaps is shouting that he must be first time. Dave Umahi from Southeast. That guy to a large extent, can not say he has more experience than somebody else. Okay, we will not say he no democratic. These are legislative precedents, legislative processes. He go know where in power day, where in power not day. He go just see the failure of the past. We say this is what I said, or that didn't go where. Those things are very important. You cannot rule that one away. That's why when you say you want to give somebody governor, you can say, okay, what has been is antecedent in governance. You don't go carrying antecedent in legislative arm or other house of government. They rate what you don't do when they government. So all of those things, those are peculiarities. And legislature is even more important because they have procedures, they have methods, they have processes. So you go make person don't do there before, even as nothing. Make it not say the thing they appear. Make it go back to. I've heard enough. The issue of trust. Say you don't do well. You do well for your people. People say, this man don't do well. Oh, give a ticket again, make it go. You see campaign, still win. You can't go back. That's what the man has proven that he's able to bring home the dinner democracy. No person when you manage win first time. Even at luck, you can say because he just join OP party, he don't win. Let me take care of it.
No, the software they call.
You are the experiment. The experiment day. Who don't do it 2 times?
But when you call, because I talked to yesterday, and I talked to yesterday, I mean someone go school at the rest. I think it's so much grammar. But I want to find out from you whether we like him or not. When it comes to this kind of a choice, where be the place of the constitution? You tell me, say yes, no for constitution.
Okay,
wait, I say no for constitution. You say not just for equity and fairness and justice. Say yes, not common only according to the talk and say now written agreements or that kind of thing. But that unwritten agreement, there's no way you can go to anywhere. Maybe say yes, you go prove for court. Say yes, so it be. They say let's follow.
There are processes. The process means that anybody can campaign. If everybody can, why all now they never declare? So they know say they don't have the capacity. They can't even water. They can't water the storm. So they go relax. There are people who know within their heart. For example, now they shout for those they say SR agenda. The thing is legitimate. It is fine. It is okay. That SR agenda is not empty. The SR agenda has votes attached to it. There are SR persons who do not care about competence as long as the man is from SR. I'm telling you the truth, that's the truth. They will go there and cast their vote for him. If you are a Benin man and you say you have the political class and the capacity to engage in the process, I even get more votes, secure more votes to defeat the SR man, irrespective of the number of SRs that will be supporting him. Then your process is there.
The same thing you talk.
Nobody will bully you.
You are going back and forth.
Nobody will bully you. Nobody will bully you.
Gentlemen.
How can you win?
If you are a first timer, just like you said.
Gentlemen, you know, we've done the coast to the finish line. Yes. So we'll just take more listen to ourselves and we'll quick make some kind of things when people go here. So man, listen to you.
If you are a first timer,
with the round up now.
Yeah, you are a first timer. You are not a ranking senator, but you have got the capacity. It doesn't say you don't go again. They vote for the first time. You go back again. That is not. It's a different kettle of fish.
So people don't be say don't go there many minutes and go to sleep there now.
Go to sleep there. We don't see people don't go to sleep there. For there. But if you are a first timer, you have been there. You have seen to have succeeded in other areas of governance, and you have got leadership quality, and you have got the support, which is very necessary.
The president-elect.
No, the support of your
fellow colleagues inside the house.
Members.
Who you just know now.
Yes. They know you. See, these people, they know themselves. They know themselves right from time. For instance, like David Umahi that you mentioned. I don't want to talk about our comrade governor here. He's not a new man as far as Nigeria is concerned. There's hardly any senator out of that 109 senators. We will send him here either of Adams Oshomole or David Umahi. They are able to tell what they can do and what they are able to.
Okay.
They know their leadership. So it's not about whether you are just see. There are some things if this country must move forward. We no go fit just talk say because say na so it first be.
We must remove sentiment.
We must remove sentiment. We must
and
look at.
And even the sentiment of say yes, equal fairness, equity, and the rest.
When
of the sentiment.
when it has to do with performance, when it has to do with delivering dividends of democracy, even when if it affect that equity, fairness, and justice we dey talk about, but at the end of the day, it will be in the overall interest of Nigeria.
Okay,
we can let it go.
So I would love to make you say your answer now in the next 20 seconds.
Yes, I still want to appeal to my Nigerian people that the issue of Senate leadership, whether for House of the legislative leadership, whether for House of Reps or the House of Senate, is very important. Because what we're trying to do now is to arrange a legislative body that can correct the trajectory of the ugly past. Mind you, this government is an APC government taken from APC government. We have seen what APC government are doing in the last 8 years.
Bring the grammar.
Okay, we don't see what APC government don't do for the last 8 years. And we are now hoping and praying that we as citizens can now begin to make recommendations and make references to see how we can restructure, structural positioning to ensure that the government does not fail within itself. So that is the hope that we have, and we are praying that they should take it seriously and engage and make strategic recommendations to see how best we can put in a responsive and responsible resolution.
And I pray very, very strongly.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
The party is able to take good decisions.
Yes,
it's very
thank you
important.
so much when we say yes, when I come here today. Thank you so much. So that's the discussion will end. We will continue with the program again because many things they will be we will still talk about. Not going anywhere. Stay with us.